Hey there, today I'm going to walk you through making a totally awesome and useful habit tracker in Notion. It's honestly super chill, easy to grasp, and fits right into your daily groove. In this part, we'll set up a today view, so whenever you pop open this page, you'll just see today's card. It makes it a breeze to tick off your habits, whether you're stacking up a solid one or ditching a pesky one. You get fast feedback to show you're on the right path, and by the end it's like, nice job, you're totally rocking it. And now, over on the right, you'll get a section that tracks how your habits have been holding up all week, showing off your wins or spotting where you might have stumbled a bit. And overall, it lays out a sweet overview for you. Plus, you'll see the current month, yep, the one we're in now, already 4 days deep, and it neatly shows how you've been holding up this month. Right from this spot, no need to dig into the card, you can just check stuff off. It keeps tabs on how you're doing, tracks your progress, and tosses some feedback your way too. The last option is that if you want to check this year or even check all-time data, you can do that too. For example, if I open this journey, you'll easily see each and every day, week, and month where you were tracking your habits, whether you completed them or not, whether you checked them off or didn't. This gives you a complete picture. It logs everything in a slick, detailed way and lays out exactly what's going down in your habit world and how you've been crushing it overall. And boom, just like that, you've whipped up a simple, fun habit tracker in Notion, giving you the full scoop on all your days and totally getting your progress. Who knew adulting could feel like beating a video game boss? This template, plus its twin, the Matcha Habit Tracker, is basically the same setup, but with a fresh, eye-catching look. Then there's this other template with a slightly tweaked system. Might be your jam depending on how you like to roll with repeating and tracking your habits. They're all in the column category and up for grabs for free on nimblegot.com. I've dropped the link in the caption so you can easily scope them out. You can snag all three for free, no need to build them yourself from the ground up. But if you're curious about crafting a system like this, I'll walk you through building the macro progress system from scratch with this simple setup. Alright, let's hop over to our blank tab and call it, let's just go ahead and simply name it, shall we? Not something like minimal? Nah, that's way too basic. We'll call it Simple Yet Effective Habit Tracker for Notion. That's the name, locked in and ready to go. Now let's do the usual, some basic initial setup as we always do. We'll switch it to full width, tweak a few design elements, and disable the extra stuff we don't need. Just the clean essentials. Nothing more, nothing less. We're aiming for the most minimal design possible. Clean, distraction-free, and easy to navigate. Let's hit enter and dive right in. Now the template build officially begins. There's only one database here, and these three, this one, and that one, they're all interconnected and synced. The main version lives inside the all-time section. So yep, just one database powering the whole system. We'll set it up as a gallery view to keep things visual and simple. We'll create it in gallery view, then move on to setting up our HUYAD tracker. Press / type in gallery, just part of it, and from the results, pick the gallery view that's a database. Once that's selected, boom, we've got a new gallery. Let's name it HUYAD. Now let's go ahead and close this window. Clean things up a bit. Next, we'll change the title of this view to Habit so it's nice and clear. After that, let's pick an icon to go with it. I'm choosing the repeat icon because, well, habits are all about doing something over and over, day after day. Before jumping in, I'll first click on the 3 dots. This gives me access to Edit View Layout. From there, I'll head into the layout settings to make some adjustments. Since we're working with a gallery view, I'll set the card preview content to none. This way, we can keep the view clean and focused. I'll set the card size to small to keep things neat. Then I'll turn on Wrap All Properties so everything fits properly. After that, I'll click Open Page to get a closer look at each habit. For the alignment, I'll switch from center peak to side peak, ensuring the page icon is visible. That's looking much better now. Now that we've created one card, let's move on to the next step. First, we'll delete the current card. Then we'll click on the blue New button with the downward arrow, which will bring up a few options. From there, we'll select New Template. Once we're in the template, we'll give it a name, Design, so it's easy to identify, organize, and differentiate from the other cards later on. Once we type it in, we'll notice inside the @ there are options like Now, Today, and Today Again. These are helpful when the card gets duplicated or when you want to set specific timeframes or actions. They help streamline recurring tasks or reminders, making it easier to stay on top of your habits. There's also a Today option that directly sets today's date for us. It's really a convenient feature to ensure everything stays up to date. While it doesn't really matter which one we pick, they all do the same job. The third Today is the one we'll choose to set the date for us. This helps maintain consistency and keeps everything aligned without having to manually input the date every time. Every time this template is created, it automatically adds a date. For example, if you come back tomorrow, it won't say today anymore. It'll say yesterday. If you return 2 days later, it'll keep updating until it just shows the actual date. We really like that and want to keep it. Now, let's delete the created and tags properties since we don't need them. Next, we click Add a property. After that, we select the checkbox option and name it Habit 1. You can change the icon if you want, but we'll leave it as is for simplicity. Then we move on to the next option. The checkbox works like this. Tick it to mark it as done, making habit tracking more efficient and manageable. Now I'm going to duplicate this checkbox a few times. Let's say we want 4 in total, so I'll duplicate it 3 times. The first one will be Habit 1. The next will be Habit 2, then Habit 3, and the last will be Habit 4. And just like that, we've created 4 personal habits for ourselves, ready to be tracked daily with ease and consistency. Next, we'll add a date property. Once added, we won't change the name or icon. Then, in the type options at the front, we'll select Date from the list. This allows us to assign specific dates to each habit, helping us stay organized and on track with our routine. We select Today, so every time it gets duplicated, just like our title, it will automatically set to today's date. This ensures that we always stay on schedule. Now, let's add a progress bar. We'll create it with a formula to track our progress in completing the habits each day. We name it Progress, as you can see. You can also add a chart icon here for better visual representation. For example, we'll insert one now. This helps enhance the user experience. Now, let's paste in our formula. I'll copy and paste it here, and I'll include it in the video caption as well for easy reference. The formula is in the caption, so you can easily grab it and replace it to set up your own formula. Now simply type to number and select it. Inside the parentheses, choose Habit 1. After the parentheses, add a plus sign, then select to number again and choose Habit 2. This allows us to calculate the combined progress of these habits effectively. Next, repeat the process. Add to number and select Habit 3. Finally, add to number one more time and select Habit 4. This ensures all habits are factored into the progress calculation. Next, we select Habit 4. If you have 20 habits, you'll need to repeat this process 20 times, but you can simply copy and paste, changing the properties inside. Now, starting from 0, I click on 0 and it shows the value is 0. But if I check one of them, you'll see that. As I check them one by one, the progress updates until it reaches 4. And just like that, with a simple formula, we have our own progress tracker. Now I click on Progress, hit Edit Property, and choose either ring or bar, whichever you prefer. I'm going with bar since it's the opposite of the original template. The only important thing to note here is that for the divide by value, you need to enter the number of habits you have. So if you have 10 habits, enter 10. If you have 4, enter 4. I'll type in 4 here and that's it. It's done. Now you can see it tells me I've completed 4 out of 4. And the progress bar is fully filled, showing all tasks are completed. If I remove one, it shows 3 out of 3. I can add a percentage by clicking Edit Progress. First, I set the decimal places to 0, then select percent. After choosing percent, I don't need to enter the number. It calculates automatically, though there's a small issue with this. The formula doesn't account for divide, so we can't use percent directly. To make it total 100%, we need to adjust the formula, but I don't want to complicate it right now. For now, we'll need to add a divide in the formula to avoid 400% and show a maximum of 100%. So I'll just adjust it by dividing the result by the total number of habits, and that should work perfectly. I'll stick with number for now. So, in reality, number is like the main template that holds all the core data, and it allows you to track and display the progress of each habit clearly. It's straightforward and versatile, making it easy to adjust as needed for different purposes. I won't make it too complicated for you right now, but soon I'll be releasing a full course on writing formulas, focusing entirely on creating Notion formulas. It'll also build a massive template for it, so you can easily access any ready-made formula you need whenever you need it. Anyway, let's move on. Now that we've built this, there's nothing else left, so I'll go ahead and close this page and again click on the chevron icon. I click and set the Today option we just created as the default, then apply it to all views in Habit. Now, I do one more thing. If you pay close attention, you'll see that the repeat option is off. I turn it on and set it to repeat daily, meaning every single day, so it keeps your habits on track without needing manual input. To make sure it's done at a specific time, you can set a time of day. For example, if you wake up at 6:45 a.m., you can set it to automatically create a new entry every day at exactly 7 a.m. You also have the option to choose when to start, either tomorrow or right now, giving you full flexibility in how you manage your habits. It doesn't make a huge difference, but for now, I'll choose to start from now. Let's set it to never end, so we'll select never for the ending. If we want, we can also choose the time zone. For me, it's currently Los Angeles. Actually, I'm using a VPN right now. I'm in Thailand, but the VPN is set to Los Angeles. So let's just leave it on PDT, and whenever we're done, we can set it to stop repeating. Alright, we're done here. You can see that. Oops, I forgot to hit save. Don't close it yet. Let's make sure to click save, and then it's all set. Now if you take a look, you'll see a blue repeat daily icon has appeared. So it'll automatically create one for us every day. But since we don't want to wait, let's go ahead and create one manually now. Alright, let's make one. Now, where do we go? We tap the 3 dots, select Properties, and choose Show All to see all the habits. We could also have it show the date, but since it's already in the title, we won't display it again. And that's it, we're done. Now, as you can see, we have our habits set up, and everything is ready to track progress efficiently. We also have our progress set up. There's just one more thing to do, add another formula. From here, it's super easy. You can check or uncheck these items as needed. Alright, now it's showing our progress too. Now, I'll open the card and add one more formula. This one's a bit more complex, so I'll copy and paste it, make sure it works, and be right back. Alright, in this section, I'm going to paste the formula here. What does it do? It automatically checks our progress. The name needs to be exactly progress. So if your progress field has a different name, change it here. It's currently set to check if the value equals 5, but we only have 4 items, so I'll set it to 4 instead. I'll also change this number to 3. If I'm not mistaken, that looks correct, so we'll go ahead and set this number to 3, and we'll do the same for this one. Let me just double check. So if the progress is greater than 1, which it should be by now, but less than 3, it will show a message saying, "You're doing great, keep going." And if the progress equals 0, it'll display, "Don't give up. Tomorrow is a new day." It's a simple way to keep you motivated, no matter where you are in the process. And if it equals 4, it tells you you're crushing it. It updates automatically as you check off tasks. Now, how did I change this number? This number represents the total habits you're tracking. I've set it to 4 because we have 4 here. If you have 20, then this number becomes 20. The second number should be 1 because that's the starting point. But hey, you could say, no, 1 isn't enough. If you set it to 3, then it won't give you a pat on the back until you've checked off 3 habits, telling you keep going. And likewise here, since our total is 4, we say show this message when there's just 1 left before hitting the final number. And finally, for our last condition, when we've hit 100% of our habits, we'll tell it to, "Oops, my bad, I had it flipped. We actually assigned 0 to the case where we haven't done anything yet. No habits checked off, no tracker updates, just a clean slate." That's when this message shows up. And of course, you can customize the message however you like. Throw in a celebration, switch up the emoji, make it rain confetti. Totally up to you. You can also easily and quickly change the number values. Or just copy and paste different variations of this formula and tweak them however you like. You could even set it up to show 100 different messages if you really wanted to. And now we'll go ahead and close this. Boom. It shows us the message right away. Let's name this one Cheerleader. Because hey, who doesn't need a personal hype squad? If I'm not mistaken about the name, yeah, and we'll also pick an icon for it. And as you can see, it works just like the system you had before. This way, we've added 2 cool formulas, and we can even switch their places. It doesn't make a difference. And now we're going to do one more thing. Click on Customize Layout, then hit the plus button here and select View. I'm choosing this view to separate the progress. This way, it shows up in a nice, larger format. Here, I pin my habits. I've got 4 main ones. If you have 8, just pin your top 4. That's usually enough. I'll go ahead and pin all 4. Right here is where the date shows up and the cheerleader shows up too. You can even drag the cheerleader to the other side if you want, or move the progress section around. Totally up to you. Arrange the page however feels best. For now, I'm placing these on this side. The reason is that when I apply this, what happens is that I'll have these in the card anyway. Then I go back into properties, add the cheerleader as well, and that's it. We've basically fully copied our main template. If you take a look, we've completely copied it. Now it's just a matter of how we want to display it, what views we want to create. I carefully type out a slash. Then I proceed to carefully type out the number 2. From all of the options that come up in these results, which is a straightforward process, I select what's labeled as columns. Then I simply and easily drag this into one of those columns to fill up all of that upper space. For now though, I'll delete just that part. Afterward, I make an exact copy of this copy link to view. I copy it, paste it below, and select Linked Database View. Now here, I click on the filter option, choose date, and set it to this week. That means only show cards from this week, don't show anything else. Then we move this view above the main card and push the main card down. For now, at this point, we just want our main card out of the way, so we move it down a few spots. If you remember, or maybe you recall, the goal is to place our main card in the all-time section. So next, we move on, and once again, we make a copy of the version we just created. This time, we paste it on this side and follow the same steps. We change the filter from this month to this week. Actually, it should be this week. I made a small mistake there, so we won't touch the right side anymore. On the left, we set it to this day, so it only shows today. And that's it, we're done. Since this day is smaller, let's resize this one to make it a bit smaller too. Just like I did in Matcha, but I didn't do it in macro progress. Now let's head back here. After setting it to week, you'll see I'm going to duplicate this card a few times. I press Ctrl+D to create 7 duplicates. Alright, now all the dates are the same, so I'll go in and change them one by one. I open the second card and this. I click on the 3 dots and set the date to, let's say, the 3rd. Then I move to the next one, set the date to the 2nd. I continue this process, adjusting the dates for each card bit by bit. We're getting there. For the next one, I set the date to the 31st and the one after that to the 30th. Let me check these two marked as today. For these, I set one to the 5th and the next to the 6th, which falls into next week. So we'll leave that for now. Right now, we're just looking at those 6 cards from this week, both here and here, with everything aligned properly for a seamless habit tracking experience. It shows the day we're currently in. And if you've been paying attention, we've pretty much created the this week and today views. The this month view is essentially the same, just with a different layout. So what do I do next? I copy the this week view, paste it here, and select linked database view. Looks like it turned out a bit one-sided. Let me fix that and finish it properly. Alright, I've finished setting up the view. I'm still moving the main one a bit lower to keep it out of the way. I'll also hit backspace a few times here to fill in the empty space. Now, before I change the filter, let me click on the name of the view and switch it to title. After I change the layout to calendar, I double check my selection. Once I've selected calendar, I make sure that the wrap page title option is turned on and functioning correctly. Then I go into the properties and click on show all to ensure all options are visible. I adjust the order of the properties and completely hide the date. Now, we've got the same view in the calendar as we had in the gallery. Next, I change the filter and set it to this month. Now, if we pay close attention, you'll notice that when I switch it to this week, a certain card disappears. But when I set it to this month, that card shows up again. And that's it. All done. So what's left to do now? Well, we've basically wrapped up everything up to this point. The only thing left is to create a page or a gallery. I'm going to go ahead and create a page and follow through with it. Then I'll quickly apply those settings to it. Then I go back and drag and drop our main database into it. Now, when I go inside, you'll notice there are no filters here yet. This is where it's supposed to show us all the days, including Friday. I'll go ahead and name it all time. Oops, I accidentally deleted it. Alright, let's fix that. Let's fix odd time habits or anything else you prefer. And that's it done. Now you can tweak the view here, just like I did with the all-time view I created. You can switch it to a table and display it that way. Honestly, it doesn't make much of a difference. To keep the video from dragging on, I won't dive deeper into the details here. Cheers to that. Honestly, I don't think I've ever made a short video. I always say, this time I'll wrap it up in 5 minutes. But yeah, that never happens. I end up diving into every detail, explaining the formulas, and going full Notion geek mode. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? You tell me. And where do we end up in the end? Right here, at this very moment. If we take a step back, you'll see that we've got our template fully prepped and ready to go. And the best part, you can grab the full template from NimbleGot with zero hassle or headaches. All set and ready for you to dive right in. And it's free too. Matcha also has a designed version that's super popular. It's been downloaded tens of thousands of times. There's another version too, completely unrelated to this system. And trust me, it's something you'll want to see. I'll walk you through that one later. But for now, it's all about figuring out which style and system works best for you. And just so you know, this isn't the end of the story. I'm still creating other systems too. Before we wrap up, let me quickly mention Super Life. It's a complete all-in-one habit tracker designed to keep everything in one place. If you're thinking about getting it, I'd recommend going for Super Life Plus, since it also includes finance tracking. But if managing your finances isn't a current priority, the regular Super Life will do the job perfectly. If we jump into the habits section, you'll notice it's even more advanced. The system is similar to what I just showed you, but with extra views and features. On this side, you've got your daily habits, and over here, a detailed chart showing your tracking data, lifetime, the past 12 months, or the last 30 days. It's all there, allowing you to track progress in different time frames and get more insight into your habits. The goals for these habits are shown here, and you can check them month by month or even create yearly views. You can define your habit breakdowns, like what you consider a balanced diet, for example, and track how well you're sticking to it. Plus, there's a habit analysis feature that shows how each habit is performing, one by one, giving you more insights into your progress. It tracks how many times you completed each habit, how often you missed one, and even has an archive for a deeper look into your progress. It's similar to the system we built, but more complete, constantly updating with new features that make it even better. I recommend Superlife to everyone. It's one of the best templates I've created, and I use it daily alongside Superbrain to stay organized and motivated. And just so you know, I actually use this system in my own businesses. It's seriously worth checking out. I'll drop the link in the description for you, along with the links to all the free templates. And hey, let me know in the comments. Do you prefer these deep dive, detailed explanations, or do you want shorter, more concise videos that go straight to the core? I'm all ears. Or maybe you prefer a softer, more surface-level teaching style. Either way, I really hope you're having a great day, and if there's anything else you'd like to learn, just let me know. I'll happily create it for you. Wishing you success and a positive life.